For a really long time, I thought I was the only person on earth with a gambling problem. That's just not true. There's millions of people out there that are struggling right now with problem gambling, and one place that you can find them is on the problem gambling subreddit. I actually wanted to go through and react to some of the posts that I saw there to give some advice, to share my experience, and to let you know that you are not alone. So I found 5 stories or posts that I wanted to talk about today. And here's the first one. Well, I'm back again posting my not only my baddest day, but my most numbest feeling I can imagine. I lost $51,000 online gambling pokies in around 7 hours. All that hard earned money it took, years of savings, being very strict and not clubbing, drinking, eating takeaway, for no reason because of the attitude I had. When I was down to my last 4K in my bank, the bank actually called me and asked if I was okay. I know now that this is the worst addiction ever. I feel like really jumping off the Story Bridge right now. I have $11 to my name and I'm not sure what the future holds now, but I know I'm a fail. This is the 500th time I've hit rock bottom from gambling. Why am I a sore loser? Why am I so negative when I lose? So it feels like this person's probably very young. I'm getting that vibe based on the emotional feel of the typing and just the way that they are kind of spelling things and phrasing things, but I can relate a ton to this situation. The idea that, you have $11 to your name and you're not sure what the future holds and you feel like a failure, these are common things that you might feel if you're struggling with a gambling problem and it's like your day one. But let's break this thing down. I mean, it took 7 hours to lose the amount of money that they had. I'm imagining this is pretty much all that they had access to. So let's ignore the dollar amount and just remember that they lost everything. It took a lot of time to earn that money, years of savings and being strict, and then all of a sudden they want more. They want to win and they want to put it at risk and gamble it. This is something that happens quite often, actually. Most people with a gambling problem don't go into it with a poor understanding of the value of money. We actually just get frustrated with life circumstances and we want to make money faster. Then, when we start gambling, what happens is our brains become accustomed to the thrill that we're getting from gambling and we stop caring about the money at all. The money's just the fuel that we use to keep gambling. Why am I a sore loser? You're not a sore loser, my friend. You're struggling with a gambling problem. And when that happens, you're not worried about winning or losing, even though it might feel like it, right? You feel like you have to keep going to try to get that money back. What that actually is your brain expressing a dependency on the thrill from gambling. It's not that you're greedy. It's not that you have to get that money back because you are a sore loser. You are trying to win to get yourself to another bet. And that's exactly why the pattern is playing out. It's not any kind of moral failing on your end. It's that you want that next thrill. That's what an addiction is. Why are you so negative when you lose? Because now there's no more money to gamble with. It makes total sense. And something that I went through myself. We only really stop and think about what we've done after there's no way to possibly get it back. I think a lot of times, problem gamblers, we think of our gambling losses as unrealized losses, like in the stock market. It's not over until we give up, it's not over until we stop. Of course, we're negative when we lose because then that's when we confront the reality that we've set ourselves up for. And it's a miserable existence. But just know, my friend, if you are watching this video right now, you're not alone because I went through many of these same things. The last day that I gambled, I put myself into debt for 6 months, working 70-hour weeks. You are not alone in this fight. Please keep coming back. It's just day one. Day two gets a little bit easier, and every single day, life will get incrementally better. Depression is real once you fully quit. I managed to suspend all my online accounts. It's a good thing. I felt relief. But here I am a week later in such a tired slump, hot and humid. I'm a big gardener, work full time, and hardly have any energy, feeling low in general. Thought it was the weather when I realized, is this like pause, post acute withdrawal syndrome? I've had my fair share of addictions that I quit for good, trying to stay positive, so I hope this is the last addiction I have to conquer. It was a stupid one, but it sure got a hold of me for 2 years. All right, my friend, let's break this one down. So you've suspended all your accounts, you're feeling good. That's awesome. That's one of the 4 things that I recommend people do when they're looking to quit gambling. So congratulations on making that step. You're doing awesome. In terms of decreased mood, we're going to call this tired slump a depressive state, a decreased mood. It's totally normal to feel that way. When we gamble, dopamine, pleasure gets fired off in our brains. And when we get addicted to gambling, the amounts that we have to gamble to get that same thrill, that same intensity of thrill we felt in the beginning, increases. It's called tolerance. So as we stop gambling, our baseline will gradually begin to reset. That is what recovery actually is scientifically. But when that's happening, right, you're going to feel this intense boredom because now you're not getting these thrills anymore. So the things that you're doing are giving you a little pulse of dopamine, but you're not getting nearly the same. And that's your new baseline, right? So because that's your new baseline, you're going to feel bored, tired, angry, frustrated, depressed because you're not getting that thrill that your brain has become dependent on for survival. That is the hit from gambling. But because it's going to reset, you should notice that these symptoms will gradually decrease in their severity and you will start to feel pleasure in smaller things again with time. Trying to stay positive is exactly what you need to do. It will get incrementally easier as your brain continues to heal. I promise you that. It took me around 3 months to begin to feel like a normal person after I stopped gambling. And lastly, it's not a stupid one. It's just something that got a hold of you. It's not smart. It's not stupid. It just is. And you need to recognize that you're making great steps forward, regardless of how you feel like your actions might have been just a few years ago. So keep moving forward, and you got this, my friend. All right, here we go. Consistently losing money. Hi, guys. I'm in serious problem. I'm consistently losing money in day trading and gambling without any control. We're going to come back to this. Sometimes I can control it for 10 to 20 days, but again, same thing happens. Day before yesterday, I lost in gambling, then I promised myself I'll never lose money again in these kinds of things. Yesterday, again, I crypto future trading and lost a big amount of money. Seems I lost control on myself. It's not stopping. Irresponsibility towards money is my identity now. I'm really clueless why I'm losing money automatically. People whom I talk tell me it's my own decisions, but my decision was to never lose money. Then why it's happening day after day. All right. So, really interesting couple of things that popped out to me. Day trading and gambling are the same thing. People want to believe that day trading in the stock market is more highbrow, it's investing, it's intelligent, there's strategy. You are gambling. You are gambling because you have no way to accurately measure the irrationality of a market on a daily basis. If you're going to buy and hold an asset for years, that that is investing. But if you're going to hope that you pick the right way, you're basically doing a coin flip, which is just gambling. You're playing roulette in the stock market. The same goes with crypto futures trading. It's for anyone that doesn't know, this is something that's happening on a short-term basis, a day trading like basis, and usually has leverage behind it, where you're trading amounts that are way higher than the amount of money you actually have in liquid cash. So, my friend, it is your own decisions that are leading you to lose money, but it just seems that there's just a misunderstanding. You think that you're gambling doing certain things, but you're trading doing others. All of it is the same thing in your brain. And if you have an understanding of that, then what you'll recognize is you're trying to get rich quick. I did it too. Believe me, I traded options, I did crypto leverage trading, I did regular sports gambling and casino gambling. It was all the same chemicals firing off in my brain and all the same false belief that I was going to get rich doing it. You are not going to make money doing any of these things. You will only find yourself in worse pain. Now, if you've recognized that you have a problem with gambling, which I imagine that you did because you're on the problem gambling subreddit, seek help. I don't know where you're from, but on my website that I have linked in my YouTube video description right here, go and check it out. It has a list of resources for every country on earth. So go and check out your country on there and find the resources closest to you because things can get better, but you have to make that distinction. All of this is gambling. Rock bottom. Not only is lost all my savings, but now I'm in deep debt. I don't want to kill myself, but I don't know what to do anymore. There's so much regrets. Will I be okay? Will I get back up on my feet? I'm waiting again for someone to save me. I hate the things I did. Well, first off, my friend, I'm happy that you're here. You're in the right place. I understand being in debts, and debts are something that can be worked on. So I'm really happy that you don't want to go down this very final path, but it's okay to not know what to do. What's not okay is to continue to not know what to do. So, right now, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to recover from a gambling problem. You need to find alternative things to do with your time. You need to limit your access to money that will tempt you. You need to limit your access to the casinos by doing self exclusions. And you need to go to support group meetings. If you can follow those 4 steps, you will get better and life will get incrementally easier. But what happens is we think we want to solve the debts today. So we want to get it all back in one big win, which just makes more debt. And we keep going on this hamster wheel. And even if we get out of the debt, it's only a matter of time until we're back in the same situation again. So, what's really important to recognize is that the debt repayment process is not going to be fun. It should not be fun because then it actually sticks with you and you remember the learning lessons behind it. It is important to not go down that path of trying to solve it all at once. I worked for 6 months for 70 hours a week, working two different jobs to pay down my debts because of my gambling. Please, please, please don't give up, but just recognize that you do need a plan to recover. Will you be okay? Yes, I promise that you will. Will you get back up on your feet? Yes, it just might happen a little bit more slowly than you'd like it to. You're waiting for someone to save you. You hate the things that you did. Don't wait for someone to save you. You're the only person that has a vested interest in the success of your life to the extent that you're going to actually be able to make a change. You are your own hero. Get out there and accomplish the steps that I and other people have laid out, but do it for yourself. Don't wait for someone to come and do it for you. I'm proud of you for coming to the decision that you're wanting to change, and I believe in you, but you have to take those steps yourself. I can't do it for you. And you hate the things that you did. I understand that, my friend. I do as well. Instead of beating yourself up over what you've done, you need to take what's happened and use it as a learning lesson. I had to lose this amount of money so that I didn't lose more in the future. This one's going to be a tough one. Okay. In debt so much, I don't know what to do. Trigger warning here, guys. Hello. It is really hard for me to write here. I was gambling online for a while and it was small amounts. Was just playing for fun, but went bigger and bigger because I wanted to close all the debts to banks, which is a big money for me. And my monthly salary is such and such, paying for rent, $300, $100 to bills to the house. Don't know what to do because I have a wedding in 4 weeks. My family covered all the stuff for the wedding and bought all the items needed in the house because my father didn't want me to go into debt for stuff, but he didn't know I was already in big debt. I really don't know what to do now. I can't sleep. Always feel angry and depressed. Today I tried again and lost more. After that, I changed my passwords on the apps and I was transferring money to gambling sites, but I can't see a way out. I even mailed a big YouTuber for an online job and explained my stuff, kind of asked for money. I never felt more dishonorable in my life. I wish I had something to sell and make everything go away, but I don't. I made a decision after today that I will stop playing no matter what happens. I will writing here to people like me and paying for closing debts or anything. Don't gamble, it will only make it worse. If I was the person that you wrote to start and I didn't get back to you, then I apologize. If I wasn't, then I just want you to know that writing to people online asking for money doesn't usually click well, even if the reason is noble. And what's important here, I think, is to separate the issue. Okay, first, let's talk about how to handle the debts. Second, let's talk about why having someone else pay off your debts is a terrible idea. In terms of the debts themselves, right? They are significant relative to the earnings. It's not a very good situation. And I'm very sorry that you're in this situation, my friend. What I did was I picked up a second job, but that might not be feasible depending on the situation. So, what I think you need to do, or what I would do in said situation, is talk to my family and talk to my lenders. So, I would say to the lenders, hey, I'm struggling with a gambling problem. I am going to support group meetings. And here is the plan that I want to use to help pay you back. This is how long it's going to take. Is this something that we can do? They don't want you to default on the loans. They want to work with you so that they get their money, even if it takes longer than they want. So being honest and upfront could make a big difference with them. In talking to your family, it's really important that you get on the same page with them because you're also holding this weight of hiding the addiction from them. Maybe they know where you can go to find that job, right? Or even talk you through what they've done in their past when they were in bad financial situations, if they ever were. And then they can help you to manage your money, to help you automate your payments. Trying to do this all on your own is where I think the mistake lies. Being open and honest might result in people getting angry with you in the short term, but it gives you a team to work with in your recovery. Without telling my family about my gambling problem, I think I'd still be gambling right now. Asking someone for a job is a great thing, but if they don't have a job to offer you, then, it just is what it is. But if you're asking someone for money, here's the exact reason why it would be ineffective and actually make the gambling addiction worse. So if you have a debt, someone comes and pays it off for you, you don't have any pressure on you anymore, right? And we like to think like, oh, we'll never put ourselves back in that same situation. But how many times have we done it, right? I used to do it all the time. I'd get bailouts from friends and family, and then I'd put it right back into gambling. And it was only a matter of time until I was in the same situation. I never learned my lesson until I had to dig myself completely out of the hole through hard work. And it sucks. It's not fun. But if we ask someone to solve our problems for us, we never learn and we eventually end up with the same problems. So I'm wishing you well, my friend. What you really need is just clarity. It can feel heavy and confusing right now, but if you sit down and be honest with people, you can begin to form a plan that will work for you, and I think it'll change your life. If you know anyone that's struggling with a gambling problem, then smash that subscribe button and stay here on my account because I'm sharing my experience of gambling addiction so that you don't make the same mistakes that I made. So thank you for watching, and let's keep focusing on getting better together, one day at a time.